At Integrity New Homes, one of the things that makes us happiest as builders is when we talk to a homeowner 5, 10, 15 years down the track and they're living in a home that we build. It's very rewarding as a professional in the building industry. And one of the keys to the longevity of a home, the structural longevity, is of course the foundations of the home. And it's interesting because the maintenance of the foundations of your new home is a shared responsibility. Certainly the builder has a massive responsibility when the home's first constructed to get the foundations right and to put the right structural elements in their home, whether it's strip footings or whether it's a slab. But after that, the responsibility largely falls to the homeowner. And you might be thinking, well, how can that be? What have we got to do with the structural performance of our home? And the answer is site drainage. And I'm holding this in my hand because it's a foundation maintenance and footing performance published by the CSIRO. And it's called a homeowner's guide. And the reason they publish this is because if homeowners get this wrong, it doesn't matter what the builder does. We can do the best work known to man. If the homeowner does the things incorrectly that are on here, the home will have structural problems, and it's a costly, problematic thing to fix down the track. So let's just cover off the essence of this, because we're not going to have time on a short video to go into the detail. But the essence is site drainage. Now the reality is, every time rain falls, the ground swells a little bit, and it's much worse in clay parts of the country. So the East Coast suffers from this far more than the West Coast of Australia. But the ground expands and contracts. So every time there's rain, you get this effect of shrinkage when it dries and swelling when it rains. And what we're seeing in Australia's climate, or what I'm noticing, is longer periods of drying and longer periods of wetting, which is just disastrous for a home, because if you've gone through 6 months with no rain and then all of a sudden the ground becomes saturated, it's going to swell. Now that's fine if it's happening at the same rate all under the dwelling, all under the home. But if half the home is wet and half the home is dry, there you've got problems. There you've got cracked slabs, there you've got cracked footings, there you've got cracked brickwork, there you've got cracked internal linings. So I just want to encourage homeowners to understand that site drainage is so critical in the long-term performance, structural performance of the home. And we want to be part of the solution. We provide all our homeowners with a copy of this in the building contract. We draw a homeowner's attention to this at the time of handover, and it's by simple improvements or consideration of the way the site is drained at the time the landscaping is done and the maintenance of that drainage, you'll have a beautiful, structurally sound, integrity new home for the long term.